To everyone. Good morning. My apologies here. Uh, good morning. Welcome to February 24th. It is Tuesday. 2026 is the year. Sorry, putting water in my ice in my water. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to February 24th, 2026. It's Tuesday. And good morning, honey. We keep having power surges. I don't know. That's what we have, power surges. I'm used to those in the summer. Good morning, Grandma of 3. Good morning, honey. How are you? How are you? Are you new to my channel? I know what you meant. I know what you meant. Good morning, Scott. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm a little late because we keep having power surges. So if I'm gone, then that's where I went. My power surge. Yeah, I don't know why we're having power. So the one night, night before last, we woke up and there was no furnace on. So, like, crazy. I'm used to having like power surges, like in the summer or something, you know. Okay, I'm trying to find my live so I can read it on here. All right, can everybody hear me all right? Oh, Philip, thank you, honey. I love you too. You are so wonderful to me. I don't know what I would do without you. So let me turn the volume down on this so we don't have an echo. I'm all frazzled now because I had to feel my way up the steps. Oh my God. Oh, so let's see what we have today. I don't know, maybe we'll do pink. Pink today. We do pink. Those are my new ones. Or shall we do these ones? Which one's Allie? Allie, you can pick. Oh, Debbie Sue's a subscriber of the day. Congratulations, Debbie. I have lived in this house 26 years and never turned on the heater. Wow, you're lucky. All right, Allie, which ones? Are you looking? These or these? Which one's Allie? Hey, Glenn, good morning. Nishant, good morning. Michael, good morning. Good morning. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Scott. They're new ones I got, the ones I got for $4 compared to $40. Now my husband's on here. But yeah, you know me, I like my glasses. I have Daryl's cup. This look how small this straw is. Good morning, Tabby Lynn. Is my Tabby behind me? Nope, she's not. She hasn't come in yet. Scott, I mean, Philip again? Philip, thank you. Philip, thank you for is that called a super chat? I'm so uneducated. I still have to set up I know you guys have been asking me for the club membership thing, and I have so many ideas for that too. I have to go to that specialist today to see about my leg thing, my leg problem. But I didn't take that weird medicine that lady gave me, that gabapentin, because I was talking to Perlman, aka Glenn, and he was telling me how that could do some damage to you. So we won't do that anymore. All right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning, Rhonda. I've been meaning to ask you, Rhonda, did you make it to 1,000? You had to by now. I haven't. I have to check that. Good morning. Good morning, CL. Good morning, Pam. Oh, you woke up early again. I have Mr. Whiny Pants over here today. Yesterday, they were so good. These dogs were so good yesterday. And I don't know, maybe the night before because they had a rotisserie chicken because it was Gabe's birthday. But yesterday, they were really good. Good morning, Cheryl. See who else is here. Oh my! Thank you for hitting the love button, guys. Thank you so much. 11:12 p.m. Thank you, Philip, in Australia. You're having summer right now, right, Philip? I'm looking for. I printed something out so I could read it, and I'm trying. Oh, here it is. I found it. I had it printed the one way, and it was too small. My old eyes. All right, for the 25th. Daryl, do you have any floods there? Good morning. Good morning in the middle of the night for you. Good morning, Lori, my darling. Did that snow ever stop? Did the snow stop? I mean, she sent me pictures. Oh boy, she's snowed in. Did you get your appointment rescheduled? See, that's what I love about you. We are like, we know each other. We're asking each other how we're doing. Did you get your appointment rescheduled? Yeah, it's summer and air conditioning, huh? Oh, air conditioning. We had another power surge, and I can't get on here, you know, in the dark. I mean, I could get on here, but it would be dark. It's 5 a.m. Want to go back to sleep, but my hubby is up getting ready for work. So, Lori, did it stop snowing? She sent me some snow pictures. Whew. Okay. I have it under control. I was running some ideas for something else I'm doing on my show. Your mountain time. Okay. I think that's what we were on. Is that what Idaho is on? It's like 2 hours from Eastern time. Because Maddie's 1 hour. Oh, okay. Are you in Alberta or something like that? Yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you again. Thank you again, Philip, for the 2 super chats. I appreciate you, honey. You really don't have to do that. But today I wanted to start with, see, where did I go? Isaiah 55, 10 and 11. And it's appropriate. It's appropriate. I don't know why I assumed you were. Okay. As the rain and snow come down from heaven and do not return there until they have watered the earth, making it fertile and fruitful, giving seed to the one who sows and bread to the one who eats, so shall my word be that goes forth from my mouth. It shall not return to me void, but shall do my will, achieving the end for which I sent it. So it says, you know, just as the rain and snow, so just as the rain always nourishes the earth and causes growth, you know, God's word, well, it always has purpose and power, right? So more or less like, let me see what I wrote in my notes. Every promise and truth spoken by God accomplishes something. Even when we cannot see results immediately, his word never fails or returns empty and is always working quietly in our lives. Philip, you just gave me another. I love you, Philip. Jeez. But you know, like, you know, just I said, just as the rain always nourishes the earth and causes growth, God's word is always there with power and purpose, and his word never fails, right? It never returns empty, and it's always working quietly in our lives, even if we're not, you know, paying attention to God. You know, like some people were just like, sometimes we do take a break. I've known people that were ministers and things that, you know, sometimes they just have to take a break. But for Psalms, let's see what did I read for Psalms? I think I was. My notes are just, I have to redo these notes. Psalms 91, 1 and 2. He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. My God in whom I trust. these verses remind me that when we stay close to God, we live in a place of protection and peace. I don't know what, feel free to chat in there and tell me what you guys think about that. Um, um, just like every promise and truth spoken by God accomplishes something, even when we cannot see results immediately. You know how I'm always talking about, we're not on, God's not on our time. We're on God's time, right? I don't mind when they die. We're talking about fish. Okay. Even God took a day off. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I know there's, sometimes Daryl's like, Sal, you're doing 8 lives a week, 8 lives a week. Like, when are you going to take a day off? But you know, I do like overdo it, but I enjoy it. I enjoy the time. And if I do need a day off, I'll just say to you guys, look, guys, that's the way it is. But I love today how, yeah, it's hard to be on God's time. It is. Hey, Randy, good morning. Good morning, honey. Welcome. We're Sally D's Reality, Sunrise with Sally. I'm Sally D, and we're reading scripture this morning. See, Allie shows how much I know about fishing. Yeah, my Allie checked in on me this morning. Whoa, my thing just went up and I can't see what you guys said. Beautiful verses. Thank you, Pam. Good morning, Rhonda. I don't know much about fishing. Good morning, Random. But I still watch Allie. I just watch her. I'm just like, just watching her. Yeah, see, Al is that a little part of Florida that makes us wait an extra hour for election night. Let's see. Hey, good morning, Southwest. The Lord saying, whom shall I send and who will go for us? And I said, here I am, Lord, or here I am, send me. Yeah, that's that's really important to have that in your heart too. But he who dwells in the shelter of the Most High, and we trust in God. Like I said, these verses remind me, when we stay close to God and we live in a place of protection and peace, and God becomes our safe house, or our safe place and our strength. Like when you have a big brother and there's a bully. You have that. Hello, Southwest. Hello, good morning. Allie's on there again. What else did I write? Trusting him brings comfort to me and assures me that, we're never alone. And no matter what we face, he's right there, right? Even if we're, in times of taking that break. I was trying to memorize the entire chapter of Psalms 91. Oh, does it have a meaning for you, 91? Well, there's the first 2 verses. I can't memorize stuff. I'm too old to memorize stuff. I had enough of that in college. But that's cool. That's cool, Cheryl, that you're doing that. Nemo, good morning, darling. Good morning. Good morning. I wasn't sure. I was telling Dara, I said, who haven't I had up there? I've had Lori, and I've had Rhonda. I've had Debbie Sue up there. I've had Debbie Sue, have I had you up there? I think I have. I should have made a list of who I've put on the TV I'm talking about. I usually put the TV on because we're going to be going outside soon. I'm going out there soon. As soon as it gets like maybe 40, 45, I'll be out there on the porch because I love my porch. And I can see the sunrise the whole time I'm reading to you guys. If you haven't experienced that, or maybe go back in some of my videos, Sunrise with Sal, it's so awesome because we watch the sunrise and then I go into the readings and then I put the camera so you could see it behind me as I'm reading it. I was trying to memorize chapters. Okay, but I got that. Good morning, Southwest, from Debbie Sue. Wow, I never knew part of Florida Central Time. Oh yeah, I never knew that either, Lori. If you're new here, Philip says, like and subscribe. Join the family. We love having you here. Thank you, Philip. Hello, good morning, Ashley. Good morning, Ashley. How's everything going there, honey? Dana, good morning, Dana. The best part about God is that he's always there to listen, and you don't have to wait for a friend to get back to you. That is so insightful. If some of you that haven't met Dana, Dana is Glenn Perlman wife, and I met her at dinner the other night, which was Scott. I don't know if you heard, but that dinner was extravagant. Yesterday, I still have I ate. They made these chicken. Well, Glenn made these big chicken, and he pounded out it, and then he wrapped. I still have my one piece of chicken. In fact, I put it in Daryl's lunch for today, because it's like 3 meals in that one piece. So, good morning, Russell, Rusty. But wow. And then, did you know that Dana, I know I'm getting sidetracked, but Dana also does cookies, because here in Pittsburgh for weddings we have what are called cookie tables. Like when you go to a wedding, there's a whole table of nothing but cookies, and she does like cookies for Christmas and things like that. And let me tell you, she has a lot of cookies. She has a nice little thing in her phone with the pictures, like if people want to order them, exactly what they look like. She is so. Everybody welcome Dana here. She's a beautiful, beautiful person, inside and out. They're a lovely couple. I can't wait to see them again. What books do you read from besides the Bible? What books do I read? I was saying I'm reading, when I taught 8th grade English, I read with the kids Fahrenheit 451, and then Scott suggested I read 1984 again. Hello, Gigatron. Good morning. I just gave you that treat, so I don't know. Did Libby take it off of you? Those of you who are new, I have some Basset Hounds that are very verbal. Hello, London. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so incredibly honored and blessed to be a part of your community now. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm trying to get Dana to start a channel. Wouldn't you guys give her a hand? Because I'm telling you what, she could do a channel on all those lovely cookies. She has like hundreds of cookies that she makes. Wouldn't we all like to watch that? I mean, I think so. Well, thank you very much, Ling. Thank you very much. Gabriel, I'll give you another one, but you know what? Okay, here. You were really good yesterday. Look at Libby. Libby's being really good. Doesn't matter what you tell them. Okay, so I'm going to read from Matthew 6, 10 through 15. And this is real important to me, important part of the Bible. This is when Jesus is teaching them how to pray. And of course, it's the Our Father, right? It says, your kingdom come, your will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us today your daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And do not subject us to the final test, but deliver us from the evil one. If you forgive others their transgressions, your heavenly Father will forgive you. But if you do not forgive others, neither will your Father forgive your transgressions. Remember how I said it's so lightening that I let go of a lot of things that were bothering me about things that happen, not necessarily just people, but situations in life that happen, because they're not always about people. Situations you might have did yourself, or things that just happened that weren't from somebody else, I wrote, this passage teaches surrender to God's will, daily dependence on him, and the importance of forgiveness. We are reminded to trust God for our needs and to keep our hearts open and forgiving. When we live in humility, trust, and mercy towards others, we grow closer to God and experience deeper peace. Isn't that so true? My phone is not scrolling up. But good morning, Tracy. Sorry. Oh, you're here now? Okay. I hope I can. Detroit is here. Good morning, Anthony. Welcome back, Anthony. I grew up in Detroit when I was a kid. Let's see. Hello, Dana from CL. Good morning. Yeah, I think you should start a channel, Dana. I really do. And if you need help, I'm right down the street. I could come over. Hello, Sahil. Good morning, Grandpa. Sahil, are you Grandpa there? Good morning, Tracy. Let's see. We have everybody saying good morning to each other. Hey, Sean. Good morning. Sean works with my husband. Good morning. Is there a flood today? I hope not. How's your back, Sean, from that shoveling? Daryl really messed up his hand with that shoveling when we had all that snow. It's horrible. Um, let's see. You're saying good morning to each other and you're at the same place. You too. Oh, Daryl. Yes, you have to let go from the negative past, but it seems easier to remember them than the good ones. Yeah. That's what I was thinking the other day. Why is it that we focus on the negative? Why is it that we, oh, good, no flood. Why is it do we focus on the negative? Like when we think about something they did, why can't we focus on the good things that they did too? Because there are good things. That's why I was, telling Laura, I always try to find the positive in something because there is some positive. Good morning, Munchie. Welcome back, honey. Good morning. But there is positive in everything, my mom, when she had terminal cancer, she always found positive, and that's where I learned that from. As I'm, taking care of her, and I'm crying because I don't want to lose my mom, and she was always positive. She was always praying and thanking God for another day, and it's hard, to see things that way, and I try to see a positive in every day. And you know what? A lot of times, most of the time, I do find something, like, just think about it was a sunny day, or I got, that closet cleaned out, or the laundry's done, or I have a washer and dryer to do my laundry. Have you ever been to the to the laundromat? That's a carrying everything out here, bless you guys that don't have, a washer and dryer, because that is just, I remember the years when we didn't have anything. And no, you're not going outside because then I have to go back and get you. But when I taught kindergarten and in the curriculum of the parochial school, good morning, One Weed. Dust in the wind. Why would I sing Dust in the Wind? If you have Apple Music, pull it up on Apple Music. Hello, Kaden. Hello, Kaden and Casey. No, we just started. I was a little late because we had a power surge. Gabriel Davis, go. Lay down. Lie down. Right here. Come. Right here. Lie down. No, lie down. You guys told me to be more firm. Lie down. Come on. Right there. Right there. Gabe. Lie down. Okay. But when I had kindergarten and part of the curriculum was to teach them, the sign of the cross, the Our Father, Hail Mary, and the Glory Be. And that's within the Catholic Church. But the Our Father, and I thought, I'm reading the Our Father, and we as adults, all of our lives. Good morning. I said to Kaden, Irish. Good morning, Irish. Yes, I was a kindergarten teacher. Yes, I am retired, sadly. Aw, thanks, Kaden. You sent me a floating heart. That is so nice. They're little gifts. That's what Scott told me they were. And Kaden, they sent me a flower too. Nicolina, good morning, Nicolina. Good morning. We don't have laundromats anymore because of people's homeless. Oh my. Wow. But I had to teach them those prayers. And I when I'm teaching them that and they're just looking at me like, and I said, what? Why am I doing this? Why am I telling them, they have to learn this when they don't even know what hallowed be thy name? These little kids are 5, some of them were 4. They snuck them in there. But hello, Isabel. Happy birthday, darling. Happy birthday. you know, I would sing happy birthday to you, but I got copyrighted on that and everybody else does it. I'm like a little kid. Everybody else does it. How come I get copyrighted? I was singing to my dog and I got copyrighted last year. I'm Christian, but I'm a Christian, but you don't act like I don't act like it. What does that mean? I don't know. Whatever. So they were like, you know, saying these, I'm telling him that they have to learn these words and, you know, you have to learn this because, you know, the priest is going to come in and test you. Da, da, da. And so I thought, you know what, I'm going to dissect it and I'm going to go through each line and tell them what the words mean. You know, explain to them why we say, hallowed be thy name. What does hallowed be thy name mean, right? And I think that I did that with the Hail Mary too, because, Hail Mary, full of grace. And these are 5-year-olds. And I'm telling them, hey, you have to learn this. And, I don't know, memorizing things. I don't know. I don't like memorizing things. My son Matthew and I, we have to do different things to get our brains to remember that. You're welcome, Isabel. Good morning and happy birthday to you. And Caden is wishing you a happy birthday as well. So I had to go in my files to see what I used. Again, don't think I'm treating you like little kids, but this is what I used. Okay, so the Lord's Prayer is often called the Our Father. And I used to tell them it's like a small suitcase packed with big meaning, okay? And then you gently unpack it, right? Line by line. And I did it how, like when you're unpacking a suitcase. So I said, Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. And I told them that we're calling God Father because he has a close and loving relationship with us. And then our reminds us that we are not alone. We are part of a big human family. And then in heaven, I point, to God in heaven because God's higher wisdom is spiritual. And then when I said we're speaking to a loving creator who cares for us and sees beyond the world that we're in. And then when I go into hallowed, it says, means holy, honored, and deeply respected. Hallowed be thy name. And they're like, oh, well, why don't they just say that, Mrs. D? And I was like, well, this is the prayer that Jesus taught, and we're learning it that way. But, there are more, what do I want to say, newer versions. Good morning, Boo. Good morning. From my father, Bronco Warrior. Oh, okay. Good morning. A shout out for your father, Bronco Warrior. Okay. We say the Lord's Prayer every Monday morning in the school I taught in. Just on Monday? I see. We said it every day. I said it every day, and my kids knew it. You know what I mean? Like some people did do, like you did. But so hallowed be thy name means holy, honored, and deeply respected. May your name be honored and treated with reverence. It's a moment of praise before asking for anything. And then I said, thy kingdom come is may God's goodness, justice, and peace fill the world. A hope for a better, and kinder world guided by love. So do you see how, it's important to do these things instead of just saying, here, learn this. That's the way I taught. So be patient with me here. Thy kingdom come, may God's goodness, justice, and peace fill the world, a hope for a better and kinder world guided by love. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Let things unfold according to God's wisdom, not just our plans. Again, it's on God's time, Allie, right? Let things unfold according to God's wisdom, not just our own plans. And then May the harmony of heaven exist here on earth too. This line is about the trust and surrender, a deep breath of faith, where it says, give us this day our daily bread. Represents the basic needs like food, shelter, strength, peace, and we're asking God to please provide what we need for today, not excess, just enough. Just enough. Like yesterday, we were talking about, hi, Dora. We were talking about, the overabundance when we listened to, the songs that I read to you because I don't have any kind of rhythm. Dustin, what did I read yesterday, Dustin? See, my mind is gone, guys. Totally gone. So it's please provide for what we need today, not in excess. And forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. Trespasses means mistakes, sins, or wrongdoings. So we need to forgive our mistakes just as we forgive others. We need to forgive ourselves. Some of us don't forgive ourselves for things we did wrong. Hello, Vasil. Good morning. So sometimes, some of us that have that kind of, guilt and that, like Catholic guilt, but everybody has some kind of guilt sometimes. But then again, some people can do things wrong and not even think about it again. They just continue to do it. Because when you say you're sorry, that means you won't do it again. Hello, Jason. My favorite verse has to be from the book of Galatians. Oh, okay. Everybody has their favorite verse of the Bible. Let's see. Forgive our mistakes just as we forgive others. It reminds us that receiving mercy and giving mercy go together. Receiving mercy and giving mercy goes together, right? We have to, forgive others. And, you don't forget what they did, right? Sometimes you can, but sometimes you remember it, but you forgive them and you don't think about, how to get back at them or anything like that, right? And then a gentle nudge to let us let go of nudges, to let go of grudges. That's kind of what they're saying there. Again, this is what I did to kindergartners, so I'm sorry if it's too elementary for you. And lead us not into temptation. Help guide us away from things that pull us off the right path, right? Hello, Jessie. Is that Jessie? God bless you too, sweetheart. Let's see. Give us strength when we face challenges or poor choices. Even when we're adults, we make poor choices, or maybe more so. Sometimes we make poor choices as adults more than we did when we were kiddos, right? Excuse me. And lead us not into temptation. Help us guide away from things that pull us off the right path. Give us strength that we face challenges or our poor choices, but deliver us from evil. And usually, like some of these that I thought that maybe they could give the definition of, I would encourage them to say, so they would think like, that they were adding to it, you know what I mean? That they were participating in it and they knew some things, because little kids like to be like, oh, I knew that, Jason says, usually it's poor choices for me. Aw, sorry to hear that, Jason. Protect us from harm, darkness, and negativity. Keep us safe spiritually and emotionally. And, like when I did this with the kids, and I didn't just do it one time, I would go over it with them a couple times, because sometimes someone was absent or something. And then it says, for thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. And this end appears in many versions used in many different churches, which means everything belonging to God, all power, all goodness, all glory. Amen means so be it. Let it be done, right? And that you believe. When you close a prayer or any kind of, talking to God and you say amen, you're closing it off by saying, I believe this. This is true, okay? Because kids don't even know what amen means, like amen. We say it, and I hate to see them, because kindergarten's the foundation of learning, of them growing up and, in their beliefs and things like that. And I sure hope that, Sunday school and catechism teachers, can, think to do this kind of stuff, because little kids, yeah, they're going to learn the prayer and everything, but what does it really mean? Like a lot of this stuff, too, you can kind of decipher it as you're a grown up, but, hallowed be thy name. Like when I was doing this with them, I'm like, even with the Hail Mary, in simple terms, the Lord's Prayer is about trust, gratitude, forgiveness, guidance, right? Protection and hope for a kinder world. My ultimate lifetime dream is kind for a kinder world. It's less about fancy words and more about a daily spiritual compass. It's less about fancy words. But that's that. If if anybody wants me to give them a copy of that, or, put it on the description, I can, if you do some kind of Sunday school or something. Hello, you are already, okay, good morning. Good morning, Mike, saying good morning to Big D. She's saying good morning to Pam. I hope you stayed warm last night in that camper again there, Michael. But anyway, I don't know, was that too elementary for you today with me doing that? I can take the good with the bad, God. Constructive criticism, guys. But I just thought I'd add that in there since, it's during the Lent season. I don't know how many of you observe the Lenten season in your churches, but just in case you do, it's the 40 days, 40 days and 40 nights that Jesus was preparing, for, Good Friday, all that happened on Good Friday. So now, Daryl's yelling at me because I keep saying so I'm trying not to say it. Maybe I'm doing it more so just to aggravate him. So today for the daily word, it says share. I share my story in the spirit of service. Spiritual living has blessed me beyond measure. My prayer time and other devotional practices have lifted me from the depths of despair and helped me reach heights I had not imagined. So all the times that we're in prayer and things like that, I mean, this inspires me to share my story with others who may be struggling in their own lives. So a lot of times, when I do my blah, 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 I'm trying to reach out to, give you guys a perspective that I had in my younger years, because, I'm an old grandma, or whatever I'm called on here. I do have life experiences. I don't have them all. I don't have all the answers. And just because I'm older, I can't give you, what's your advice on da 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 da. I don't have all the answers. I just live my life and the things that God took me down that path. I don't know. You might be on a different path. Hello, Jesus certainly knows how to give and reach around. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. I guided CCD classes for over 10 years. It was incredibly rewarding teaching youth about God, and you loved. Oh, thank you, Dana. Thank you. Of course, I'm careful not to force my story or my advice onto others, and I don't force anything on you. I just, because like if you didn't want to hear it, you could go, right? I'm just being silly, guys. Please don't go. I listen carefully with an open heart and share of myself in spirit of service. Revealing the joy of and blessing of the spiritual life also deepens my gratitude. To be a constructive part of another's journey is a wonderful blessing. And to show love and kindness to others, I do my part to make the world brighter. And I truly do. I try to make you go off in a day brighter and happier and try to leave it on a positive note. I try to put things together to talk about that you know, that make you want to do acts of kindness, that make you want to do other things. Um, then from Romans 1:11, chapter 1:11, what did I say? For I am longing to see you so that I may share with you some spiritual gifts to strengthen you. For I am longing to see you so that I may share with you some spiritual gifts to strengthen you. And that's what I try to do on here. I try to, help you guys. Oh, thank you, Pam. I love you so much. You're doing a fine job on your channel too. But I try to strengthen you and try to, give you some positive perspective to go out into the world and hold doors for people and say good morning to them. And like Mike, we care about one another on here, and since we care about one another on here, we go out into the world and we try to care about, and love on other people. It could be just something as easy as a smile, because there's a lot of people, like I know when I go to this doctor today, I bet you there's a lot of older people. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, you do? Thank you. But like when I'm going to this, I don't know what kind of special it is. They're measuring my leg for some kind of zip old granny nylon pantyhose thing that they say is going to make my leg better. But anyway, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people there that are older, and a lot of them, get like a ride from the Uber or taxi service, and that's the only, good morning, Ashley. That's the only time that they're out for maybe a couple weeks or a month or something. So that interaction with human beings, right, outside of their home, being stuck in cabin fever, you might be the only person they see. Hello, Final Cut. Um, but um, but you might be the only person they see in those 14 days and then 31 days. They might have one appointment, like you would make a difference in how they look at the outside world, because they're stuck at home watching YouTube all day and, or whatever they watch. I don't know. So that we are all like, being good to people, because you never know what their story is, like that one parent that I had at the end of the school year. She gave me a run for my money all year because I was a permanent sub for someone on a maternity leave. I was like, what is going on here? She had cancer, and she had a little girl in kindergarten, and she was, very distraught about if she was going to get better, and she was at the healing mass, and I found out, right? I don't know. It's just, you find out things because you don't know somebody else's story. Like, the little trolls that come on here, they don't know my story. You guys know most of my story because I tell you everything. I'm an open book. But, and a lot of you, I know parts of your story because Chris told me some of his story, and I know about Mike, and, hello, Christina. And that's why I wanted to do another show, so I can get to know you guys even more than on here, because I'm busy spreading God's word on here, and I want to hear some of your words back on something else. Oh, Final Cut. What's your channel about, honey? You're doing Final Cut things. This is about scripture. Sunrise with Sally. We see the brand new day and what God has given us, and a brand new day that no one has stained yet. And are you here to spread joy and love? That's what our channel's about. Good morning, Evie. Good morning, honey. Thank you for stopping by. But yeah, so it's not about trying to make someone miserable, trying to ruin their day. That like I said, the people that are there today, I'm gonna be pleasant with, unless they tie it too tight or whatever. I don't know. Yay, joy and love. Oh, honey, are you someone looking for someone to help you with that? You could stay a while and we could try to make you happy. Final cut. Um, my name is Dr. Bart. It's your birthday. Good morning. Good morning, Dr. Star. Happy birthday. Um, and Chris is saying good morning to Evie, my darling friend. Um, yeah, it is Odin. You know what? I like your name. Is it Odin or Odin? Odin. Wow. You know what? The door Bundy. Good morning, the door Bundy. Good morning. Sometimes my eyes don't focus on these guys. My eyes are really bad. My channel's about recipes and vlogs. Whoa. Daryl and I have been watching some things because we do a on our nighttime live on Saturdays, we do a recipe and then we do trivia. And then by the time it's done, our trivia is usually about over and we go and test out the recipe. It's going to be 80 degrees. Whew. Lucky, lucky. We kind of, went around the bullet there because we didn't get snow here. It was snowing yesterday. Watch me say that. Wait. Watch me say that and then we get snow. Hey, Danny. Hi. Good afternoon to you. It's morning here, but good afternoon. You already had your Tuesday, it looks like. Oh, really? Final Cut said his girlfriend moved back overseas. Okay, well, you know what, hun? I appreciate you letting us know that. And, I will pray for you because you know what? Sometimes people are out of our lives for a reason. And you will see that someday, right? But you just have to be on God's time, not your time. And thank you for saying that you're not just, being rude and stuff. But you had a reason why you were, rebelling on other people. And it's not always nice to do that. But thank you for doing that because there's a lot of caring and compassionate people here. And I really am sorry for what you're going through. And it will get better. It will. Because, all the years of all the boyfriends and things I had, Daryl was my first one that was ever a Valentine. I never really went with somebody in February, and Daryl was my first Valentine. So, the life is just, we just go into the day and just sail on and just see what God gives you with the brand new day. We sometimes we overplan, and that's me. I have checklists everywhere. I have post-its everywhere. And I was telling myself that this morning, Sal, you really have got to stop this. Like you got to get this done. And if I don't get the checklist done, because I put way too much on there, I cannot possibly accomplish by myself and with a partner of helping me, And sometimes we just should have like 3 things that you want to get done. If they don't get done, then they don't get done, right? But in my planner book, I never can write with pen because I'm so afraid I'm gonna mess it up. But I know there's erasable pens. I feel like the only thing depressing about knowing the future and how the world ends is absolutely nobody cares. Yeah. Hello, Beatrice. But you know what, honey? There are people that care, and I don't like I was saying the other day. I don't want to know when the world's going to end. I'm just going to take care of it the way it is, be good to people right now. And I don't know if you heard that poem that I read a couple weeks ago called The Dash, DASH. There's a date when you're on your tombstone when you're born, and there's one when you pass away, right? That little dash is all that really matters, right? That dash and how you live your dash. How do you live your dash? How are you, trying to make the world a better place? Don't be depressed about it, because you know what? If you are happy and show, how you're a good Christian and how you act, that might reflect on someone else. You might make them feel good about themselves. And maybe, just maybe, the next person they meet, they will be that way. They will take that sunshine that you gave them or that positive feeling and say something nice or let somebody in front of them in line. There's so simple things that can make the world such a better place. Smiling at someone, that sounds like something so easy, right? but it can change the whole world. It can. It could really, if people just started being nice to one another, just like when we had, when I don't know if we're allowed to say 911 and stuff like that, September 11th. I'm telling you, in my area where I lived, people were so good to one another during that time. Do you remember that time when our country was, being attacked, and people were so good to one another? And then what happened? It just went right back the way it was. But if we just keep continuing on as your life's work to do that, and even like when you're raising your kids, it depends on how you treat them, on how they're going to be. If you constantly tell them you're stupid or you're this, that child's going to grow up with a complex and think that they're not good enough, and then they have to do all kinds of therapy when they're an adult. It's all in how we treat people. It really is. And you don't realize that. Just like bullies in school, they don't realize they did their bullying and they go on to their life. They left behind scars on that person. Just like if you driving by and you see a chubby person, a guy or a lady driving, walking by, exercising, and you yell out the window, "Ah, you big pig," or something. What did you do to that? Why did you do that to that person? Why did you do that? Now that person may not ever want to go for a walk again, and they're out there feeling good, breathing in the fresh air, and you put them down for what reason? Right? Just like the trolls that come on here. For what reason are you doing that? Are you trying to hurt them? Does it make you feel better? And then you go on your day and that person feels bad, right? There's so many people that are right on the edge of people picking on them and saying nasty things, that you might do something they might do something drastic, all because of your big mouth, because of your negative behavior. So you need to think before that, right? Before you do things like that, because that's the thing about bullying and treating people nasty. Even if you don't like them, keep the words in your mouth, because once you say the words, you cannot take those words back. Just like when you're in an argument with your mom or something, "I hate you," you can't take those words back. Or if you call your girlfriend the B word or something because you're mad at her right then, that's still on them. That's still in their head. You can't do that. Use your words wisely, or don't use them at all, right? I'm telling you that, and I'm telling you, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, that's what this world needs more of, being kinder to one another, and stop with the nasty comments, and stop name calling and things like that, because you're hurting people. You really are. And you go about your day and you don't think twice about what you did. And I know a lot of kiddos, when I taught older grades, that were really, really horrible with self-talk, because of what they said to themselves, because of what others say. Hello, Wisconsin. It will get better because March is here in 4 days. Yep. Yeah, that's right. You are so right, Jason. I was asking myself, why would God allow it to happen? Well, it's Final Cut. It's not always God, because remember, right? Are you listening, Final Cut? Or I hope you're still here. Because your girlfriend broke up with you or moved away, that's not necessarily God that did it, because God gives you free will. And she has the free will to do what she wants to do. Okay? So if she, is not, clung to you, that she wants to stay with you no matter what, that wasn't meant to be. Don't you think you'd rather know that now, Final Cut, than to get married to her and have 3 kids and she decides, what, I'm going back to my country? Wouldn't you rather know that now, while she's just your girlfriend, before you invest a lot of time and love into that? Think about that way. Why? Not why God did it to you. No. You think about that. Does it make sense? because you don't want to be with someone who can just leave like that, you know, without thinking twice. That's what I say. I've been married almost 41 years and never was going to leave my husband. We went through a lot of trials and tribulations, you know, some caused by our own stupidity, you know, like me wanting to move different places to get a start over. And, you know, there's a lot of mess ups, but you're still together. That's what you need to find, someone that you can live your life with forever, no matter what, for better or for worse. For better or for worse, okay? I know way more about sports. Okay, Jenna, I don't know anything about sports unless you're talking to somebody else. I know nothing about sports, and nor would I ever say that. Oh boy, Mike's working hard. Let's see. Good morning, Allie from Chris. Let's see here. Mike's really doing a workout tonight, this morning. Everybody's saying good morning to one another. Odin says no politics. Oh, Odin, no politics. I think people troll because they're bored, honestly. Yeah, they are. Is that what you were doing, Final Cut? Were you, I'm not being smart, I'm just asking. And did what I said about your girlfriend did that make sense to you, darling? What's your first name, if you don't mind? Or what you want me to call you besides Final Cut? It's the final countdown. Lots of bullies out there. Yes, there are. And do you agree, Munchie, that leaves scars on people, especially little kids? I am a big advocate for little kids. Don't mess with them, guys. Don't be trolling around to find them. And I warn parents, the internet's a lovely learning experience, a lovely place and everything, but you better keep an eye on your kids because there's other people keeping an eye on them too, you know? And there are some good people that can watch out for your kids, but they're not your kids. You're responsible for your kids, and don't let anything bad happen to your kids. Don't. Guys, you gotta put protectors on your computer if you're not gonna watch them. You know, the thing is, this is the thing that needs to be done. Okay, parents? When you have your kids on a computer, it needs to be in the main room, not in their bedroom, not in, you know, the downstairs. It needs to be where everybody's walking around. You're cooking dinner, they're on the computer. You can see what they're doing, look over their shoulder. There needs to be no computers in their room or, you know, going to a place where they could be alone. Guys, there's people that can hurt your children. You got to have vigilance on your children. There's too much of that nonsense going on, and I don't even watch the news anymore because I can't take it. When things could be taken care of, they could never happen if we just watch over our kids. And I'm sorry, but you know, it's hard, guys. Please be careful. Don't let your kids go, you know, especially when they're, you know, they're little kids like under 12, 13. You need to be watching them. Even the big ones. The big ones can get themselves in trouble too. Well, thank you very much, Final Cut. I'm glad we're friends now. I'm glad we're friends. I'll protect you. Thank you. Thank you, Shift Post. Thank you very much. I believe that with all my heart. Hello, Renee. Good morning. Let's see. Allie, 15, negative 15 there? Oh my goodness. Well, hello, Renee. I'm sorry. I'm really behind here. Amen, Sally. I hope I said something good today. Chappelle, thank you. How do I sleep at night? I don't know, Ego. I don't sleep at night. I'm worried about everybody and everything in the world, blah, blah, blah. Emberlyn. Good morning, Emberlyn. I figure this, though, you know, I'll sleep after I die, right? I'll have plenty of time to sleep then. No, I know I need sleep. 38 in Florida. Good golly, Miss Molly, Allie. Allie, come up here and get some warmth. No, we're only like at 20 right now. But it's kind of like that. Emberlyn says hello to everybody. I bet Sally has good advice. Well, thank you. Keep an eye on that kiddo, Allie. I'm telling you. Shout out to my boy, Cousins the Third, Info Sunbelt. Okay, shout out. Demarcus. Good morning, Demarcus. Emberlyn, let's see, Renee. Oh, see, it just flew up there. Sometimes I'll be going through this and then all of a sudden, bloop. Thank you guys for hitting the love button. I love it. I love it. Let's see. Gabriel, it is happening. We're doing this. Oh, thank you so much. Oh, you don't even have any. Yeah, 4GF4TK. I get out of saying names when there's numbers there. Have a wonderful day. Oh, Tracy's leaving again. Before I say see you when I see you, Tracy. Okay, honey, have a great day. Let's see. Shout out to my boy, bro. She probably already left because I'm so behind. Let's see. Oh, no, wrong. Hello, Patrick. How are you, my darling? Welcome back, sweetheart. That is what we do with my son. Plus, I have all the parental controls on, and I play games with him, and see what he is playing. I'm telling you, that's the worst thing you could do is put. Then, my bones. Then when my boys, I got them the Sega, back in the day, and then they started playing things online and stuff, and I'm like, whoa, back up the train. I didn't know you could do that stuff. I learned stuff. I mean, I don't know it all, but yeah, very good, Allie. Tell people about Roblox and tell them to be safe. Yeah, I was talking to my friend Jess about that because her daughter has an iPad. She's only talking to her friend, but what friend is that? And if you think that the friend is a friend her age, I would check into that, right? Oh, I don't know about anybody getting kidnapped. Yeah, I'm sure there are, though. Hello, BMW. Can you tell people how to be safe on Roblox? I don't know much about Roblox, but like I, told my friend Jess, you have to watch them because they think that they have friends on there, and they're not really their friends. And also, I don't know if you can do this because I'm not tech savvy, but can you go on there after they're done, right? And look and see who the chats were with, especially little kiddos. Can you see that? Like, can you bring it up or save it somehow when they're on there? There might be another person they don't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Can you bring up the chats? Or while they're chatting, say, let me see your thing for a minute. I just got to check something here and my thing's off and I need to use yours just for one moment, Oh, the chat goes away. But they should have that as a safety. There's an invention, guys. If anybody wants to make an invention, can we make an invention where the chat stays? Unless a parent puts the code in to delete it. Oh, that would be a money maker, huh? What do you guys think? Yeah, it's something that the kids play now today, Munchie. Only reason I know is because of my friend's little girl. Jess, my friend. And I never did put her name on that one thing. Hello, Carol. Love for you too, Carol, honey. How are you doing? But yeah, like Carol, she doesn't get to go out very often too, and we're her outside world. That's who she gets to talk to, right, Carol? You're not missing out. I'm not missing out either. I always beg my mom to give me Roblox. I don't even know what it is. I'll have to look it up, but yeah, if you guys are smart computer techie, Scott, you could make that invention. You're computer techie, Scott. If you made that invention, you'd be a millionaire. You'd be a millionaire. I'm just telling you what to do. I come up with the ideas and you guys got to do them. That's what Daryl does. Like, oh, that would look nice as it. He builds it for me. He sees in my head and builds it. The only thing he hasn't does is those clouds. You know those clouds I need painted? The clouds. CL, come over. Help me. Help me, Evie. I need clouds painted. I'm going to try it again today. I'm going to try to paint him again. But I have that doctor appointment. So I'm going to have to do it right after this. All right. See, I mentioned work, Daryl. I'm gonna go. You're leaving now, Daryl, because I mentioned painting clouds. Thank you, Chris. Hello, Anna. Good morning, my darling. Oh my goodness. Well, guys, I kept you long enough. Yeah. I could talk forever. You know that. You know, I've done a 2-hour live, but I know you guys have lives, and I have to go to the doctor. So, and my dogs have to go out. Your dog has to go out too, but he's being nice now. Do you see how he's down there? And she's down there. They're both being good. Shh. Nap time is 10:30 here, but I'll take it. Hello, Rick. Aloha. Aloha. All right, everybody. I love you. And I'll see you when I see you. Hey, good conversation. Watch those kids. Scott, make that invention. You'll be a millionaire. A millionaire. Clouds are hard. I'm planning to do a little study before I start my next painting. I love your painting, CL. You're very talented. Very talented. All right, guys. I'll see you later. I'll see you when I see ya. Today was brought to you by number 3 again. Got to do my skits. I have so much stuff I need to do. Bye, Munchie. Have a great day.